Good afternoon. Welcome to today's webinar. Thank you for joining us. Before we begin, this session will be recorded and everyone is in listen-only mode. But if you have any questions, please type them into the questions pane and we'll address them at the end of the webinar. Today's roundtable is a conversation with our panelists about some of their favorite third-party applications that integrate with Worldox and how adding one of them can benefit your firm. I'm Hella Schwartz-Grossman, and I'm the marketing manager at Worldox. And joining me today are Frank Jones and Sandy Johnson of Legal Software Connection, Bill Baker, Charlotte Quiroz and Van Swearingen from Baker and Cadence Solutions, John Rock and Peter Brannigan with DoxAdvisors. As mentioned, today's roundtable is a conversation with a great group of our inner circle resellers with collectively over 100 years of experience in implementing Worldox. And they will be sharing some of their favorite third-party applications that integrate with Worldox. And this week, John Rock of DoxAdvisors will start us off. So, John.
Thank you, Hella, and good afternoon, everyone. When we were on our planning call for this month's integrations webinar, we started by discussing what integration solutions we would present. But as we got deeper, we started asking the more important question, which was why? Why were we presenting this topic of integrations? And why are Worldox and the integration solutions so important for the modern digital law firm? Why is the more relevant question, and here is why we think it is so important to you. It is like a wheel and Worldox is the hub. Integrations are the spokes that support the wheel, and you need them both to function properly, and they need to work together to be successful. Today we're going to present just a few of the integrated solutions, but there are many other similar solutions from many other vendors that work with Worldox. In the modern law firm, you need to have a wheel in order to be fully functional. Worldox is the most important part of this wheel. It manages the company's digital property. The documents, emails, scanned documents, spreadsheets, photos, and videos. All the digital property easily saved to Worldox and all easily accessible to the staff. But you need to add in the integrations to open up the fully functional digital office. And now let's consider the why. Scanning the incoming mail directly to Worldox using the Fujitsu ScanSnap solution is an important spoke in the wheel. It allows users to scan directly to Worldox on desktop scanners, saving steps and time. Using quick profiles in Worldox to save and route to the proper person or team, using bookmarks in Worldox to allow that person or team to quickly display the scanned daily mail, process it, and save it to the correct matter. OCR stands for optical character recognition. It allows digital documents to be text searched. Using the Symphony OCR for Worldox solution allows scanned documents to be text searched. That means your text searching is complete without leaving out any content. To get accurate results running conflict of interest searching or text and file searching with Worldox, the OCR solution is a valuable spoke on the wheel. Managing and manipulating those scanned documents with PDF Docs is also an important spoke in the wheel. PDF Docs is a powerfully simple application that takes the work out of creating and sharing complex PDF documents. Another important spoke in the wheel is organizing your documents or creating closing binders. Integration with Bundle Docs organizes your documents into a neat numbered, indexed, and sectioned booklet in minutes. But it starts with a time and billing solution where new clients and matters are first entered at the firm, and having those new matters entered directly into Worldox at the same time is why the Practice Master and Tabs integration is so valuable. This reduces dual entry for the firm's administrative staff and ensures accuracy between the two programs. And now you can perform conflict of interest searches from Practice Master and Tabs to include Worldox to get a full accurate results. That is the why. The modern digital law firm uses strategic software to increase efficiency, productivity, and streamline workflows. And Worldox and the integration and why we think they're so important. So go ahead and hit slide 1 for me, Hella. So first we're going to talk about the ScanSnap Manager integration. And Worldox now integrates with Fujitsu ScanSnap personal scanners. The ScanSnap Manager utility senses Worldox and pops up a window so as each scan job completes. This allows for fast, easy profiling and storage of scanned files directly into the Worldox document management system. This is a no-cost solution, and this is included with Worldox GX4. It takes minutes to install, and it's a one-step process for the Worldox user at the scanner. And it works with desktop scanners, and the user do not have to leave their desk. Go ahead to the second slide, please. There's many types of scanners available for the desktop, the mobile, the overhead, and the personal units are all available from Fujitsu. Next slide, please. This is the ScanSnap Manager in process. And once the integration with Worldox is set up, you'll see in the top right, and it has a blue folder on it, the Save to Worldox button. And once integrated with Worldox, you'll see this Save to Worldox button in the ScanSnap Manager. You click on that Save to Worldox button and you start your scan. Next slide. In my demonstration, I have what's called the mobile S1100 mobile scanner. And my ScanSnap Manager looks like this. So once my scan is complete, I click the Finish Scanning button on the lower right. Your results may vary depending on what ScanSnap Manager you're using. Go ahead with scans. Next slide, please. Once you're finished scanning, the Worldox profile card window will pop up. Fill in the description, any other details you need to. Once the card is completed, you can click OK to save it. This is where it's very handy to have quick profiles set up so that you can quickly get through this profile card, and you can also use Favorite Matters, which Worldox has a tab for on the left there that also allows you to quickly save those scan docs into Worldox. Thank you very much. That's my part.
Okay, thank you, John. That was a great overview of the ScanSnap and the digital office. And next up will be Frank Jones, who is going to give us an overview of the Symphony OCR. Frank?
Thank you, Hella. I think a complement to what John just covered with the integration with ScanSnaps is that you may or may not have those ScanSnaps set to automatically OCR the PDF. Many people prefer not to do that. And in addition to whether you have a ScanSnap or not, everyone has a lot of PDF files that come into the firm via email that people may scan at other scanners in the building that often are not capable of being text searchable. In other words, they're just images. So all of us are very big fans of a partner of Worldox, a company named Trumpet with the product called Symphony OCR. And this is just magic. This is something that end users don't need to know anything about. It just is installed, usually on the firm's indexer. It runs in the background. There's a very simple interface to set it up. That's what we're seeing on this first screen. And by and large, we just pick the cabinets you want this product to go look at. Every 15 minutes, it will determine, oh, there's a PDF file there that was new, and it does not contain searchable text. And very shortly thereafter, it does. So therefore, your users can then leverage the text searching in Worldox. Next screen. This is just an informational screen for the person that may manage Symphony OCR. It actually comes up in a web browser, and it shows a lot of useful statistics about how many documents, how many pages have been OCR'd in a year. And I think you'll find it amazing how much it does find on an ongoing basis because PDFs are such a crucial part of our environment today. Next screen. One of the things that you can configure here, actually two things. One has a red highlight, and that is how far back in time do you want this product to look? We generally say let it look at everything that's out there on the network, no matter how old it is, and it takes it quite a while to catch up. But you can change it to look for only newer documents if you think the old PDFs are not worth OCRing. And you can also do one amazing thing, and that is you can take a TIFF image that may have been brought in through perhaps an email, if somehow your scanning to email is creating TIFF instead of PDF, and you can actually have Symphony convert the TIFF into a PDF and then add a searchable text layer. The way this product works is it actually keeps backup copies of all the files that are OCR'd just for protection in case you were afraid something went wrong with a PDF, and they're stored in a backup area and then automatically purged after 7 days. Last comment on this, because I think that's the last screen for this, is that this is one of many products that we are all very fond of that uses the Worldox APIs. What that means is these companies are very serious about your Worldox system, and they connect into it at a much higher level. If you've ever heard of hooks in Worldox, some of you have, an API integration is what you want. It is a much more stable, and there's more things you can do with it. So part of the reason we picked all these products today were all of them do integrate using Worldox APIs. That's it.
Thank you, Frank.
I actually have something to add to that. Symphony or Trumpet also creates a product called Symphony, oh, I've forgotten the name of it already.
Profiler.
Profiler, that's it. And I actually do use it and I like it. So that's something else to consider, the fact that when you profile the document first and then scan it, it's all done. So if anybody needs a look-see on what that looks like, I can do that. But it's a very nice product.
Okay, great. Thank you so much. And it was great to see the overview. And just to make sure that all the files that you have are OCR'd also ensures that they can be indexed and text searched. Next up, we have Peter Brannigan, who will be telling us about Bundle Docs.
So next slide. So Bundle Docs is a product that's been around for a few years. It's actually close to our heart because DoxAdvisors actually worked with the engineers of Bundle Docs to design and implement the interface. So it is very tightly done, and we were absolutely able to make it as user-friendly as possible. And they did a tremendous job actually in making it easy to use for everybody, and it's very tightly integrated. So why do we have, as John said, we always want to know the why of things. Why is there a Bundle Docs product, and how does it help with Worldox? So if you look at the file list in the middle of this slide, Worldox is great for presenting results of files.
Either way.
Kind of a list of documents. However, sometimes you want to have a particular order, and you can leave this here, that's fine. So you want a particular order. So for example, if you have a closing binder for a commercial loan, there's documents that you want in certain sections and an order. It could be any kind of ordered document that's made from individual other documents. Another one is production for a criminal case or for a court. You may have emails, you may have different documents that you want in particular orders, and that's what that addresses. So if you look on the left is Worldox, and those are the files, and we can upload multiple at one time. And on the right side, we see different cases or different bundles that are organized on ordered sets of documents. And if you look at the bottom, those are the sections in one particular bundle from the top. So we see they've decided to put it in brief to counsel, pleadings, book of correspondence, medical reports. So obviously we're going to put the medical reports documents in the medical reports section and the engineers reports in the engineer reports section. And what this is going to do, we'll see it in a second, but not yet. Helen, hold back for a second. We'll show you the end product of this, which is going to be a PDF. But the point is you can quickly manipulate the local Worldox files. And then on the right, the bundle docs is actually in the cloud. It's a cloud-based product where you can create as many bundles as you want. And with any bundle, you can do a lot of customizations in terms of the structure. You can even have templates that you use so it's stylized for your employees to pick up a template for a particular use case. And then you would just pick up which bundle you want and then which section. And we've highlighted multiple files, so then we would click the upload and they would go up. And then we can go to the next slide, Helen. And so the net result of all that is going to PDF. So this is a generated PDF, and we're just looking at it in Adobe. And on the left, you can see that there's bookmarks created automatically. These are all hyperlinks that were created automatically. And everything is automatically indexed, and you get a whole series of styles of indexing, whatever you want. If you look at the pages on the right, see 1 to 2, 1 to 5, 6 to 7. That's all automatically generated. And remember, in these could be emails, could be PDFs, could be spreadsheets, could be Word documents. You can bait stamp all of those as well. And if you decide to take out one document from the presentation, you don't have to go and send it out to your third-party bait stamper. You can just pull that out of the bundle, regenerate the bait stamp, and everything just re-indexes immediately. It says hyperlink bookmarks, and you can have branded covered pages that are from your company that you can upload so it looks identical to what your structure is. So the basic path is from Worldox and kind of sets of files in a list, and then through this definition of sections, which you can add and update and delete. And then at the end, you could generate that into a PDF that's fully bookmarked, indexable, and then you can share that securely from the cloud. You can send a link that's a secure link to your client and say, here's the link to that document. Or you can allow them to download it, or various options that you can set for people. So that's bundle docs. Underused in America, very widely used in Europe, and very underused in the US for some reason. But if that's something you're doing is clothing binders or production or bait stamping, there's definitely a product you should be considering.
Peter, thank you for the overview and the introduction to bundle docs. On a side note, we actually did a webinar with bundle docs a few months ago. So if anybody did not get to see it or they want some more information on it, please check our webinar recordings and you can get some more information on it there. Or of course you can contact Peter or one of the other resellers for that. Next up, we will have Sandy and Frank Jones. They will be covering PDF Docs, and I will switch it on for you. And Sandy, I think you will be starting off.
So with PDF Docs, which is a PDF manipulation tool, it has really a high level of integration. They also use the APIs. So you can right-click on documents right within a file list and do a send to, as you can see in this screenshot. And then probably one of the most used is either import into project or open in PDF Docs. So it is highly integrated, much more so than if you're using Adobe or the other PDF products. This is just so much easier to get to your Worldox documents.
On that screenshot, Sandy,
Yes.
the things that I think are really unique on there, the first one, email as a PDF. Who doesn't have a Word document on a file list and you need to send that to somebody and you need to convert it to PDF first and then it gets attached to an email? When you choose item 1 on that list, that happens automatically. Word document converted to PDF attached to email. It's a workflow. If it's a PDF already that you're highlighting and sending, then it's simply going to attach it to email. The second one on that list is if you have a PDF that you want to take the content out of and extract it out into a Word document, PDF Docs has a built-in OCR engine, and it will then convert the PDF into a Word document. It uses Abby as the back end for that, which is a very good tool. And you end up with a very well formatted Word document that originated as a PDF. As Sandy said, Adobe Acrobat is very common and we love it, but it doesn't have the high level API integration that we see here. So your users are rewarded more if you have PDF docs from these workflows that are there.
Do you want me to go to the next slide?
Yes, please. Thank you. Frank, or you want to take this one, or?
Well, I think the next 4 screenshots that I think you created, Sandy, are all pretty simple and easy to go through. The PDF docs will add itself into important places. In Word, there will be a ribbon item. You can quickly see on that top choice that there are options to just save straight into Word from PDF docs, obviously, and a couple other workflows there, including an email as PDF. The same is true with the bottom choice. That's built into PDF docs. You will find ribbons in each of these applications, and those are just simple choices from there. I don't see too much more to talk about there, Sandy.
Okay, great.
Next screen. And why don't you just cover, Sandy, how you generally teach this from within inside PDF docs?
So when you're ready to, you've manipulated your PDF and you're ready to save it, when you go to the backstage view, you will see a Worldox icon there. So once you click on that icon, Worldox pops up. So this screen is pretty much, you just click on Worldox and then you'll have your collated and manipulated PDF in Worldox. So it just makes it easier. That's good. Next screen, please. We have one more. And then within PDF Docs, which you don't see a lot in the other apps, is that if in this case you maybe just want to save one page out of that PDF, you can just right click, choose Save As, and right on the menu will be saved to Worldox. So people, I know users that really get used to the integration. When the integration doesn't pop up, it's like, okay, what do I do? So this product, it's pretty much integrated wherever you do a save or an open. And then this is the open. So you just do a file open, pick Worldox, and you'll see that it automatically pulls up Worldox. Again, just making it easier.
Okay. All right, Sandy and Frank, thank you so much for giving this quick overview. And from here, we are going to move on to Charlotte, who will just give us a quick look at Practice Master and how it can help with your conflict of interest searches.
Okay, so Practice Master and Tabs. Tabs is a billing program, and Practice Master is the practice management that is also developed by Software Technology Incorporated. And Baker Cadence sells, installs, configures, and supports Practice Master and Tabs. And a lot of our Practice Master Tabs clients also use Worldox. One of the nice features about that is very easy integration, super easy integration. And once it's integrated, then what you have is the ability to do a conflict of interest search. Not only will it search all of those different items in Practice Master, but then you have the option to also search Worldox. Now it doesn't say Worldox. Oh, it does say Worldox there, sorry. it says include Worldox. You'll notice there is a reference to document management at the bottom screen, files to search. They're talking about Practice Master's document management. And while a few Baker Cadence clients do use that, the majority of our clients use the Worldox document management. And so I untick the document management for Practice Master, and I tick the include Worldox conflict search. I prefer to show the results at the bottom of the report, but you have another option as well, and that is once you run this conflict of interest, open Worldox and show me in a list all the documents in Worldox that include my conflict terms. So there's a little tiny screenshot over on the left that shows if you choose to display the results in the report, then at the bottom you have this list of results, and when you hover over it, then it will, it's drilled down and it'll open that document so that you can review it even more. So next slide, please. The other item that you can do with Practice Master and Worldox. One more there, Hella. There we go. Yes, I really like this. All day long, I work from Outlook, Practice Master, and Worldox. And when I need to refresh my memory on, now why am I calling this person again? I want to get some history. I can look at Practice Master and I can read the journal notes and I can look at calendar entries. But the other thing that I can do from the Matter Manager, I can actually perform a Worldox document search right from Practice Master. So I just click on the Matter Manager. We can see that we're looking at the Baker Cadence admin client. And down at the bottom, there is a little icon that says Worldox. You just click it, it opens Worldox, automatically does the search. The little button is not there automatically when the integration is set up, but a very easy to add. You simply hit the little chevrons and you just pick it off the list and you're good to go. Okay, next slide, please. The last area that I use, and I was thinking too, that there was another one that I will mention, and that has to do with, it doesn't come built in, but we can do hook files for documents between Practice Master and Worldox. We just did one recently for one of the Baker Cadence clients. But Word document assembly and Worldox. So in Practice Master, you have the ability to create Word document templates, and then at the click of a button, run those documents. It fills with the information that you find in Practice Master, and at the end of the fill, you get the Worldox save screen. And it will fill in the client and the matter, because when you assembled that document, you chose the client. And the integration between Practice Master and Worldox references the same client and matter numbers. If your client and matter numbers are different in Practice Master than they are in Worldox, then a change needs to happen somewhere. I won't even go into that. But at the end of the fill, at the end of the assembly, you get the Worldox save screen. You simply complete the profile and save it, and you are all done. That's all I have.
Okay, that was great. Very to the point, and you really covered everything very well to just give everybody an idea of what to look for if they have not already are familiar with Practice Master. Next up, we are going to have Van, and he is going to speak about comparison products. So Van, I'm going to put up your slides for you.
Thank you. Okay, great. So we have a couple of pictures I'm going to walk through here because Worldox will integrate with a number of third-party comparison tools. Your Latera product, Workshare, DocsCorp product, those can be integrated with Worldox. Typically, the integration will automatically happen on installation, but you could also manually set up that integration. So I'm going to look at the first picture you see there on the left. I have two documents selected with the check marks there, and I can right-click on that, More, and Compare Files. So with right-click, Worldox Compare Files will then launch the third-party comparison tool and give you output in Word or PDF format depending on what you selected in your program. Now, the reason I showed the picture here where you right-click and then select More is because if you haven't used the Compare Files option in, I think, 30 days, it will fall into this More menu. Once you use it, it'll be there on your initial right-click. And so that's one way to compare two different documents. They can be two completely different files. They don't need to be document versions. The middle picture that you see there where I have that collaborative research agreement selected, this document has 3 versions. So in this list, I would select the 2 documents that I want to compare. And then if I'm looking at a version list, Worldox will display the Compare Files button on the toolbar, so that makes it very easy to launch the display of the version list, click on the Compare Files button, and it produces your comparison output. Okay, go ahead, next picture there. Okay, and I just wanted to show you that if your comparison tool is not automatically integrated with Worldox, there is a place where you can go in the Compare Files dialog, click on Properties, then click on the Add button, and then you would be able to program it. So check with your reseller about the syntax that you would use in this dialog, but you can integrate. If it didn't happen automatically, you want to go back and add that, you can set up the comparison integration there from within Worldox. Then on the right-hand side, I know a number of you use Word's native comparison tool. So Word's native comparison tool, now I actually worked on development of this feature for Word back in the 1990s, working with Microsoft through the firm I was with at the time. And we got it to where this is pretty much 100% accurate. It was at the beginning, it wasn't. So this tool works good. It isn't as elegant and doesn't give you as many features as the third-party tools, but this will also integrate with Worldox. If you go to the Review tab, and you'll see that on the picture on the right, go on the Review tab and then slide over to the Compare group, which would be the last button you see in that picture, then that will launch your Compare Documents dialog. One thing you want to make sure when you're selecting documents in Word's native comparison tool is to always click on that little yellow folder that you see to the right of the field. When you click on that little yellow folder to browse to select your documents, this will bring you to your Worldox work list, and then you can easily select the document and then click on the other little yellow folder to select your revised document, and this will give you a regular Word document output with your comparison changes. So that's how some of our comparison tools will work with Worldox. Check with your reseller if you have any questions. Thank you.
Thank you, Anne. That was helpful to get a quick overview about the comparison. Going on for the next one, I actually just wanted to let you know that with the latest Worldox update, we have rebranded our Teams integration, so it's now Microsoft 365 integration, because it includes many features that now do require integration with Microsoft 365. So we do have our Teams integration, which is part of that. The email integration is also part of Worldox, and with Web3, you can now send directly from within Web3 too. If you are looking to get some workflow within the firm, you can add our workflow option, and those are just brief, quick overviews of the new things. Here's the Web3. We do have, as mentioned, we have the integration with OneDrive and Teams, and they can all be accessed both from Worldox Professional as well as Cloud, and then also from Web 3.2. And we do have a Citrix share file integration that if you need to have another option for secure file sharing. And so as you can see today, the application we covered enables you to set up a synergistic environment anchored by Worldox and providing you with a digital office that John mentioned at the start. Just real quick to circle back to scanning and OCRing. In addition to the ScanSnap and Symphony suite OCR discussed earlier, there's also direct integration with your larger MFP devices from, for example, Canon with the authorized send, Konica Minolta's dispatcher Phoenix, and Ricoh's Arlo. And during the presentations, several of our panelists mentioned that there are many other third-party integrations available, and both John and Frank mentioned that we do have both API and hook integrations, and you can take a look at the website on the partners page if you're looking for anything in particular. If you don't see it, definitely give us a call, check with the resellers, and they may know of integrations that you do not see listed. And if we can, we always are happy to help get new integrations developed for you. To everybody, do you guys have any additional comments, things you would like to add to everything for today?
Well, I'll add one thing, Hella, and that is we didn't include it because it's really not directly integrated into Worldox, but I think part of your digital office would always also include some form of a metadata analyzer and scrubber to make certain that data leaving your firm doesn't have any proprietary information that could be an embarrassing leak. So that's part of the digital office, but it wasn't stated today because you don't really see it working through Worldox. It just happens behind the scenes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and you had covered PDF Docs earlier, and that's by Docs Corp through Litera now, but they also have the Clean Docs. It's one option for metadata scrubbing. Anybody, if you have any other recommendations or suggestions, let us know.
Yes. One other thing I want to mention, we didn't talk about the potential client matter import integration for Worldox. And so there are a number of integrations with your timekeeping tools and accounting tools to bring your client matter numbers into Worldox. So that would be something you'd also want to talk to your reseller about. And if there isn't a hook integration for the program you want to use, it can be a custom hook can be created.
And Ben, you just gave me a spark in my brain, and that is Practice Master also integrates with Worldox in another way that I didn't even think about until just now, and that is from within Practice Master, you can create a calendar entry in Practice Master where it links the document, or a fee entry for tabs from the Worldox screen.
Nice.
All right. Let me check if we have any questions. I don't think we have any specific questions to the webinar itself. We may have, there are a couple I see, we will respond to you directly. If anybody has any other things they would like to add? Then if not, then I will put up everybody's contact information. Anyone on the call, if you would like to reach out to any of the resellers who have participated today, any questions about some of the applications they covered, please feel free to reach out to anybody of them. And we are going to post a recording of the session and add it to the library of the recording, so you can take another look if you, if there's something you want to double check. And we thank everyone for attending today and hope you will join us again for the next presentation. And they usually are scheduled for Fridays at 2 p.m. And we thank everybody and wish you all a happy weekend.
Thank you all. Have a great weekend, and thanks for attending, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Goodbye.
Bye.